here coming on our way, Hara sa Tayasan, is our bowl of questions. You're gonna pick one out of the 17 that we have right over here, so have your choice. Pick one. And here is your question. When does beauty become a liability? Again, I'll repeat. When does beauty become a liability?
In our world today, beauty has a lot of meaning. People would always choose the meaning that beauty is what is seen in appearances and what is seen in our faces. To me, beauty becomes a liability when the people seeks beauty in everything that you do. And in that beauty that they seek the standard that is too hard to achieve. Beauty becomes liability in that way. But to me, we can avoid beauty becoming a liability. And it is to embrace our beauty as our old selves. And in that way, we can make beauty as our asset and not our liability. Dagang salamat, Negros Oriental!
Daghang salamat, Hara sa Tayasan. Now we will welcome Hara sa Bayawan City. Hi there, Bayawan. Pick your choice.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi there. Let's see what your question has for you tonight. What makes a woman special and why? I repeat, what makes a woman special and why?
Women in today are special because we are not only considered as daughter, sisters, and merely women, but we are trying to make space and to take up space that is what we deserve. I am an advocate of women empowerment, aiming to empower one of the most marginalized sector of our community, women in fisherfolk. We train them with post-harvest techniques to have skills in order to preserve the fish life of fishes. And with this, we strengthen not just our community but our future. And that in itself is empowerment. Because if we empower women, we empower our community. And I stand here as a Bayawanan with the heart of Negros, not just to wear a crown, but to embody a province that empowers its people. I am the living flame of Bayawan in the grandest flame of Negros Oriental. Thank you so much.
We have heard it from Bayawan City, everyone. And at this time, let's welcome Hara sa Manhuyon. Hi there, pick your question. And this is quite a longer one for you. How can we protect children in the digital age while still allowing them the freedom to explore? I'll repeat. How can we protect children in the digital age while still allowing them the freedom to explore?
Fake news is very rampant, not just in our society, but globally. And as social media users, we want to avoid spreading of the fake news and check the reliability, including the natural resources and the verified government websites. And we protect the children by educating them. We protect the children not just in themselves, but in our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hara sa Manhuyon. Next, we'll have on our fourth Hara sa Bindoy. Hi there, good evening. They're on your...
So dashing tonight.
Thank you, you look amazing as well. There's your bowl over there, pick your question, and let's see what's yours. Now your question goes like this. What does peace mean to you in a world that often feels divided? I'll repeat. What does peace mean to you in a world that often feels divided?
Being this as my third pageant, I am actually drowning in my own insecurities and anxieties right now. If it weren't for my handlers, my team Jonify, my family, my friends, I wouldn't be able to stand here in front of all of you tonight. Why does that make a point? Because this pageant is no longer a competition to us ladies. It becomes a sisterhood of collaboration because we bring, we offer advocacies that would change the life of the future. Peace for me, today, we are often labeled as yellow, red, green, and pink. But we have one common goal, and that is unity, compassion, and love, and ensuring that no one gets left behind. Irregardless of our differences, we still have it in our heart to ensure that each and every one of us feels loved and appreciated. That is the color of peace. Irregardless of the labels, for me, it is a rainbow. That is all. Thank you.
We have heard it from Chading, Hara Sudikoy. Thank you so much. And at this time, let's welcome Hara sa Tanhay City. Hi there. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
To your left is our bowl and pick one question. And can you hold this one for me, please? Thank you. Now, here it goes. What message should you share to someone who is struggling silently with anxiety and depression? Again, I'll repeat. What message should you share to someone who is silently struggling with anxiety and depression?
Many youth are struggling in depression, often compounded by social media pressure. My advice that I could give is that do not be afraid to speak up. Speaking up does not show being weak. It shows the strength, being strong and courageous. We people used to say that I am here for you, but we are not physically there. But so I want everyone to have an action to your fellow friends and even strangers that even the strongest one is the weakest inside. So everyone, with this, if we practice this, we have a united Philippines and world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Silfred. Our Hara sa Tanhay City. At this time, let's move on to the next Hara, Hara sa Bako. Hi there, Anne. Good evening.
Hello, good evening to you as well. And good evening to all, everyone watching tonight.
Now, to your left is where your bowl and pick one question. Let's find out what yours is. If you could change one thing about today's online culture, what would it be and why? I'll repeat. If you could change one thing about today's online culture, what would it be and why?
If I could change one thing about online culture, it would be the unrealistic beauty standards that social media impacted us, because social media has the power to change, to unite people. However, using social media, it could be destroy our reputation. That is why I would like to change it, like the unrealistic beauty standards, because you will never know how a person could affect it through the words we use, what we post through social media. So I would like to remind everyone to use social media responsibly so that we could change lives, we could save as well our lives. Thank you and good evening, Negros Oriental!
And we have heard it from the thoughts of Anne Nicole, Hara sa Bako. Thank you so much. Now let's move Now you have your question over there on your side. And let's see. Yeah, sure. We can read it together if you want to.
The question goes this way. What do you think is the greatest challenge that your generation is facing today?
You want me to repeat the question? Okay, I'll repeat it for you. What do you think is the greatest challenge that your generation is facing today?
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that the greatest challenge of our generation today is youth apathy. Our youth isn't aware of what their capabilities is, what they can do to make a difference in our society. And if we are able to captivate the youth capabilities, then we will be able to have a better world to live in, not just for today, but for our future generation. Thank you so much and good evening, Negros Oriental.
We have heard it from Isa, ladies and gentlemen. Number 7, Hara sa Gibungan City. Love her confidence. Now, let's have the next one, Hara sa Ayungin. Jade Mary, good evening.
Good evening, Sir Clyde, and good evening, Negros Oriental.
Hi there, your question is right over there on their side. Pick one, and let's see. I'll read this one for you, okay? Can you hold this one for me? If you could introduce one policy to help fight climate change, what would it be and why? I repeat the question. If you could introduce one policy to help fight climate change, what would it be and why?
Thank you so much for that question. With a world that is so fast-paced, the policy that I would introduce to fight against climate change is sustainable consumerism. I think this is timely that we, citizens of this wonderful earth, should be responsible of the things that we consume. Me personally, I do appreciate subscribing to using ukay-ukay and reusing water bottles and making sure that my trash is well kept. Because ladies and gentlemen, we are the steward of this earth, and we are responsible for the future generation to have a wonderful place just like we are residing right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jade. We have heard it from Hara sa Ayungin. And ladies and gentlemen, mind you, we are down to the half of our Haras for our casual interview. And now we're going to proceed to the next Hara, Hara sa Valencia. Hi there, Charisse. Your question is right there on your left. So let's see what's yours. Now, who is your role model and why? I'll repeat the question. Who is your role model and why?
In my 23 years of existence, I do have a lot of role models. But this time, I want to highlight my younger self. She is my role model. She experienced a lot of struggles and difficulties in life, but despite all of that, she rise and was able to stand before you here in this very stage of Hara and Negros Oriental. And I want to use this opportunity to let people know that do not be ashamed of your past. Despite, embrace it and hold it like a golden arm. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Charisse, Hara sa Valencia. Love her thoughts. It's always about feeding our inner child and making him or her proud. Now, let's proceed to the next one. Let's have Hara sa Sibulan. Hi there, Hara sa Sibulan, Hazel Ann. Good evening. Your question is right there. And let's see. Now, here's the question. What does winning Hara sa Negros Oriental 2025 mean to you? I'll repeat the question. What does winning Hara sa Negros 2025 mean to you?
I believe that the organization itself of Miss Hara Negros Oriental 2025 is looking for a woman with a new face. It is kind of a woman doesn't only care about the progress, but cares about the culture and arts. It is about looking for a woman that gives emphasis on this culture and arts because I believe this is the true spirit of Puglasa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Hara sa Subulan. Thank you. Now let's proceed to Hara sa Amlan. Isabella, hi there. Good evening. Your question is right there to your left. Pick one. And can you hold it for me and I'll read it for you. What is your take on artificial intelligence or AI? Again, what is your take on artificial intelligence or AI?
I believe that the use of artificial intelligence is both destructive and helpful. Destructive because if we don't utilize the proper use of AI, it could instantly ruin the image of a person. Not just that, there are a lot of possibilities that could negatively impact someone's life using the negative effects of AI. And it is also helpful because in today's world where we are helped by robots, it makes our life a lot easier and more efficient and more convenient. And that is why I believe that the use of artificial intelligence is both destructive and helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Isabella. Hara sa Amlan, ladies and gentlemen. And let's have the 12th Hara sa Dawin. Alana, hi there. Good evening. Your question is right there on the bowl. You gotta pick one. And let's see what your question is. Now, so far this is the longest question. Are you in favor of this beauty trend right now where you go under the knife to achieve the best glow-up version of yourself? Again, I'll repeat the question. Are you in favor of this beauty trend right now where you go under the knife to achieve the best glow-up version of yourself?
A beauty trend where you have to go under the knife. Does that really mean beauty? Beauty comes from within. We all can have it. We can all project it onto one another and show our true version of ourselves. We must love and believe in ourselves and be the best version of ourselves. Therefore, that shows our beauty. And we will always be beautiful and confident in today's society. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alana. Wow. Love her accent, by the way. And this time, let's have the next Hara. Let's welcome Hara sa San Jose. Stephanie, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Your question is right there on the side. Now you're quite tall. It's good that you adjusted the mic. So let's have your question. Can you hold this one for me? Who is a better teacher, failure or success, and why? Again, who is a better teacher, failure or success, and why?
Thank you so much for the question and good evening, Negros Oriental. In my 22 years of experience, I have failed, succeeded, and I would really say that the greatest teacher is failure. That is when you will see the truest version of yourself that no one else can see. When you doubt yourself, when you stumble upon challenges, but you choose to pick yourself up, that is when learnings, that is when knowledge comes to place. Because only success is achieved if you are able to go to the dark and rise, to find the light even if it's shaky, to leap even with trembling feet, and to always choose to fight and persevere. Because if you fail and if you succeed, that is when you will know that you have achieved something in life that you should be very grateful for. Thank you.
Stephanie, thank you so much. Let's proceed to the next Hara. Hara sa Batis City. Hi there, Lyle. Good evening. I love your smile. Thank you. I love your smile. You look gorgeous. Now, your question is right there on the side, and let's see what's in it for you. If you could change one thing in the world, what would it be and why? I'll repeat the question. If you could change one thing in the world, what would it be and why?
Thank you so much for the question. I believe this question is so timely. If there's one thing I would like to change in the world, it would be the culture of empathy and understanding. If we would be able to put ourselves in another's shoe, there's no judgment, there's no insecurities, then we would be able to achieve a wonderful world. So to everyone who's watching tonight, be kind, be polite, and spread that love like no other. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Batis City, Lyle, for that answer. Now, this time let's have our Hara sa Santa Catalina. Frolene. Did I pronounce it right?
It's pronounced as Fräulein.
Okay, so is it right? Frolene, right? Or
Fräulein.
Fräulein, okay, sorry about that. So Fräulein, your question is right there on the side. And here it is. What does kindness mean to you? Again, I'll repeat the question. What does kindness mean to you?
In my journey as a beauty queen, it has never been easy. I received harsh words, I received criticisms, and at some point it made me want to stop. But what made me going was the fact that I was here for a purpose, and there's a purpose greater than myself, and that is nothing other than kindness. Kindness is within my heart to serve the people in need, kindness within my heart to lead, and kindness within my heart to do everything for the greater glory of the Lord. And if you ask me what kindness means to me, kindness is the very strong force that brought me on this stage tonight, because many people showed me kindness when I was about to give up. Many people showed me kindness when I doubted myself, and I myself showed myself kindness when I was at my weakest. So to everyone here tonight, a small act of kindness can change someone's life. And if in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Thank you very much.
What a strong answer from Fräulein over there. And now let's have, we're down to the second to the last. We have Hara sa Zamboanguita. Hi there, good evening.
Hi sir, good evening. Good evening to our board of judges and to all who are here in this hall tonight supporting their candidates. You are a blessing.
You are a blessing as well to be part of this competition. Now, you have your question right over there. Hara sa Zamboanguita, Angel. And let's see what your question. What do you think is the most pressing societal issue that we are facing today that you want to address? Again, what do you think is the most pressing societal issue that we are facing today that you want to address?
I believe that the most pressing issue in our society today is the pressure to conform on unrealistic standards with the constant pressure of social media, academic expectations, and an uncertain global future. Many young people today feel overwhelmed and isolated. And as someone who has navigated anxiety, I know the importance of having a support system in place. I believe that we need to foster environments in schools, homes, and community where everyone is appreciated and everyone is shown with compassion, love, and support, so that we will live the present and the future with an open heart, and open ears willing to listen, and an open hands willing to help. Maayong gabi, Negros Oriental! This is once again Angel Benyola Benagua, your lovely candidate from Zamboanga. Thank you.
Angel, thank you so much. Hara sa Sambanggita. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the last Hara for tonight. We have Hara sa Dumaguete City. Hi there, Gian. You have the last question right over there on that bowl. And let's see what's in store for you. How can we promote responsible use of social media without limiting freedom of expression? Again, I'll repeat the question. How can we promote responsible use of social media without limiting freedom of expression?
First, we must educate learners and our children at home how to be kind, how to spread love in order not to hurt any other people's feelings. We must use social media responsibly by being kind, by being empathetic, and trying to fit on someone else's shoes and try to feel if that will happen to us. And as a true beauty queen, we must not be breakable. We must be unshakable, unstoppable, despite of the bashings on social media. Because if you are on the spotlight, you cannot stop the people to throw stones at you. And I, as a beauty queen, I truly believe that you must be unstoppable, unshakable, limitless with your purpose. Being here on stage, you must be an example of hope despite of the adversities. You must always rise to challenges. And I am reminding everyone to always be kind. Thank you.
Gian Althea, ladies and gentlemen, Hara sa Dumaguete City. And now that we have heard all our 17 Haras for tonight, we have truly known them, not just by their outer beauty, but of course, with their wits as well. And it is up to the judges to score the part of the segment for tonight's competition. And